All right, everybody, what is up? This is Zexorus with the Heroes Power Hour. And D.Va's just hit the PTR, so we're going to take a look at her abilities and her talents. Let's get into the try mode here real quick. And as you can see, she's a very big unit. Let's check out her dance, because that's always important. Pretty simple dance. Ooh, that's a filthy little taunt right there. So, as you can see, big health pool at level 1, 2.1k. Let's take a look at her Q, which is boosters. As you can see, you can knock people around with the boost. Now, the interesting thing about D.Va's auto attack is it's an AoE auto attack. So, once you lock onto something, you can see this little outline right here, and that's her area of effect. However, you can only bounce people once. After that, you kind of just go right through them, which is kind of sad. Let's select a different enemy hero. Let's select somebody with a ranged attack. Where's Jimmy? Let's get Jimmy out here. Now, that little pink bar is, I guess, her she gets 2 ultimates essentially. So, and that's going to be your self-destruct. And we'll get into that here next. However, her W is her defense matrix, which does the exact same thing as in the game, as in Overwatch, with a slight modification for heroes. Now, it reduces the damage dealt by enemy heroes by 75%. It can move while it's channeling it, but it can't turn the direction. So, keep that limitation in mind. Now, let's take a look at self-destruct. Deals a lot of damage, and you get 1% charge for every 2 seconds spent basic attacking, and 30% per full life bar worth of health that D.Va loses. Okay, so let's toggle the cooldown on that real quick. And as you expect, you can do the good old combo. And so now you're in pilot mode. So D.Va does have 2 life bars. She does have to remain stationary, but she attacks very quickly. So look at her go. And then your E right here brings your robot back. So let's take off the cooldowns and let's take a look at Rushdown. So with boosters, if it's used out of combat, it's a 50% cooldown, as you just saw right there. So very nice. And then, once again, we saw how fast her boosters were. Now let's take a look at Hit the Nitrous. As you can see, she goes much faster right out the gate. Huge little boost right there. And then she goes back to the normal booster speed.
Well, that was rather entertaining.
And then you have Crash Course, which will reduce the cooldown of boosters, which sounds really good, but I don't think it's going to be that good because you gotta bounce into people 25 times. So, but it does lower the cooldown for every hero you hit after that. Now this one sounds kind of neat. So, pro moves. She gets faster the more hits she takes. And that will stack up to 30% extra move speed. So, I think pro moves will be the way to go. So, and then level 4, mostly defense matrix talents. So let's take a look at diverting power. That greatly increases the range of defense matrix. However, you can't move during that time. That is kind of annoying because it looks like they put their pride into D.Va being incredibly mobile. So let's reset this. Get through this. All it does is increase defense matrix by 3 seconds. Which 3 seconds of 75% damage reduction, that's really nothing to sneeze at. That sounds really, really good. So, once again, let's go backwards. Diffusion generator. Defense matrix adds self-destruct charge. So whenever a hero deals damage, you get an additional charge. Now I've got the cooldowns. I've got the cooldowns toggled at the moment, so let's go. Let's take a look at Bring It On. So, which increases the amount of health D.Va gets from losing health. Uh-oh. And now D.Va, or yes, she is without a mech. And you can see it's a pretty hefty cooldown to call one back. So, her pea shooter is something that does actually do quite a bit of damage if people just let you wail on them. So, that covers the level 4 talents. GG indeed, D.Va. GG indeed. We're gonna pick this up to level 20. So pro moves. Get through this, and we've got some different options. So we've got another booster talent coming through. Increases the booster knockback. We've seen a few times how much the booster knockback is. And that is actually, you know, quite a big distance more now. So, Danner Zone. Let's take a look at that. Where heroes are slowed by 20%. So obviously Raynor doesn't want to move. So sometimes that doesn't, testing it doesn't really want to work out. But now we'll have a good, you can see he's being affected by the slow right there. So the 20% slow, probably a pretty good idea. Aggression matrix, let's take a look at that. So every auto attack D.Va does reduces the defense matrix cooldown by 0.25 seconds. Let's see, like hardly any kind of damage is being taken right there. So this particular town, I actually really like because, for the most part, you can really be aggressive, keep the matrix up, let your teammates do their thing, and just keep just putting the pressure on continuously. Because it's really hard to damage someone when they're taking 75% less damage. So, nuclear option increases self-destruct timer by 3 seconds and detonation damage increased by 50. So, and that was almost 4,000 damage. If you saw that number pop up, that was at level 20. That's a violent amount of damage. All right. First, we're going to take a look at Bunny Hop, which is the mech ultimate. So, let's take a look. Boing, 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 boing. The sound effects are on that are really nice. I enjoy them. So you can see she just starts jumping up and down a bunch. She's quite mobile during that. However, we are going to take a look at her big shot ultimate. You can see that's literally all it is. It's just straight line damage on a 4-second cooldown. So, not bad. I don't know if I like this more than Bunny Hop. I think Bunny Hop is kind of the stronger one. So, let's keep going on. Bunny Hop. Now, here's the interesting ones at 13, in my opinion. I think expensive plating is probably going to be one of the choice ones because it increases D.Va's already large health pool by 20%. However, call mech is also upped by 15 seconds. So now, however, let's reset these talents and go with emergency shielding. So this is kind of like the Johanna level 20 talent. So let's see. Let's refresh the forts. And as you see right there, lethal damage was taken. And then we're just gonna go like that. Now this is a really interesting talent too, a blade of armor. If any attack does less than 5% of D.Va's maximum health, it does 50% less damage. That's incredible against auto attackers. So that just sounds really strong, in my opinion. I don't think D.Va's supposed to do a whole bunch of damage all at once. I think she's supposed to prevent all the damage from hitting your team. So in a weird kind of way, I feel like she's going to end up being like a backline tank. So we will keep moving on right here. So now we come into a pilot talent, Torpedo Dash. As you can see, she just runs away. That's literally all it is. It's a great escape for her. So let's, jumping ahead, reset the talents. Bunny hop. And then we have GG, well played. Once again, another pilot talent. So, go back one. Increased pilot damage. And takedowns, refresh mech. Look at all that damage she does. Let's set it back to 2020. So we'll go back. Bunny hop, blade of GG, well played. And Rainer's self-heal has trouble keeping up with that. So keep that in mind. If you find yourself losing your mech a lot or having absolutely, surprise burst damage. So back again to Nano Weave suit. 4 seconds after ejecting out of her mech, she gets 50 armor and basic tasks grant 50% more cooldown reduction towards call down mech. So it's kind of hard to show that right here, but that's okay. These kinds of things happen. So we're going for suppressing fire. And you can also stop the charge, like you can in Overwatch. So let's take a look at the suppressing fire, where you have increased range and slow enemy speed by 20% for 2.5 seconds. So now we're on to the super talents, the level 20s, the storm talents. Let's take a look at Pew Pew Pew. So again, instead of just one, it fires 3 extra shots off, and each shot is 50% damage less than the first. So again, I don't think this is the strongest talent to go with, but someone might find some use for it. So let's take a look at this one. We're gonna toggle the cooldowns. So, and that was her new W. You get a W at level 20 with D.Va, Concussive Pulse. You see that it deals damage and has a knockback as well. So there's that. I mean, I don't know if I exactly like having a extra talent at level 20 for her pilot mode, but we're about to look at stop and pop. So 137, 137, and it does double damage if D.Va stands still at that point, which is quite good actually. So let's moving 137 and 342. So, yep, nice bit of double damage right there. Let's reset, and we'll go to her final storm talent, which is Mecha Fall. Instant and targetable, and Rainer's going to explode. So now I can target where my mech drops. And as you see, it also does damage. And as you see, it does a fair amount of damage. It did about a quarter of Rainer's health in that drop. So that's pretty valuable, getting a second health bar on top of dropping, dropping damage on people's heads. So that will be it for the D.Va talent and ability overview / preview. Hope you guys liked it. Comment, subscribe, etc., etc. Watch the Heroes Power Hour Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern on on twitch.tv/blizzpro.com, and we'll see you there. Thanks for watching the video, everyone.